VIP Golf Show, presented by Arden Roof Systems, with your host, Murray McCourt, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Good morning and welcome to the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roof Systems right here in the Modern Measure studio on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt. I'm the general manager and executive professional at the Ranch Golf and Country Club and host of the VIP Golf Show. So excited that you're here joining us today, but I could start this talking about how awful the weather was again this week and some of the crazy storms and flooding that's gone on in the city. But before I don't want to get into that to start this show, what I want to do is just say thank you so much for all the support, for all the listeners of the show. Last year when I did the all-women show, it became the most listened and watched show in the history of the VIP Golf Show. It had been surpassed 3 times going into last week's show when I did it again. And once again, the all-women show has shattered the record for the most watched, listened to show in the history of the VIP Golf Show. For the first time ever, over 1,000 people in the first week of the show have watched it on YouTube. Going by Matawanek on all the other platforms, that means around 2,000 people took in the show this week that was aired last Sunday. So proud of that. And again, so thanks so much to all of you for your listenership, your support of the show, and of course to all the advertisers. Sold right out of advertising this year. So people are really loving the VIP Golf Show. So we certainly appreciate that. You can join us in the YouTube chat at any time on the Modern Measure inbox at 780-218-9999. Here's what's up today. So excited for this show. One of my best friends, Kevin Karius, is standing by. He's going to join us in studio here in just a second. Big change up this week to accommodate someone's schedule. Segment 2 is going to be the open segment. At 8:40, we're going to talk golf psychology with Vanessa Iceton. Around YEG at 9 o'clock, we'll have Adam Wisser from the Ranch in studio. At 9:40, as always, we will have our trivia question where one lucky listener will win a custom fitting at the TaylorMade Performance Center and a gift card to the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. In our final 2 segments, we're going to have Bob Weeks from TSN. We're going to preview the Open Championship and talk all things hot in golf. So a great lineup for you this week. The engagement question this week. Next week, we're actually drawing for the TaylorMade driver. So if you text in on this question today, you'll be the last person that gets in on that draw. So text into 780-218-9999. Let us know what you think is the most important part of the golf game. Is it putting, driving, short game? You let us know. And this segment is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. This is Edmonton football, and the only way to experience it is being here when it happens. Get your single game tickets today and experience every hit, catch, and touchdown. Get your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets. And they're 4-1. And if you don't get out and support these guys and fill the barn on Friday night when they're hosting the BC Lions, I don't know what you're doing. They are on fire. Jess, Luke, and I, we hosted 27 of the players at the Ranch on Friday night. Got them some golf tips. They played some golf. We fed them some steak and lobster. And, they're such a great group of guys. And get out there and support them. 4-1. We haven't seen that in Edmonton for a long, long time. And get on in here, KK. Well, that sounds like a Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Wow. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. How are you?
Good, Murr. Good to see you, big guy.
Well, yeah. Thanks for coming in. Oh, my goodness. So, you know what? I feel like you and I have been playing golf every Sunday morning for, I think, 19 years now. And I feel like my parents know you better than or longer than I did, because you've been in their living rooms on Global long before I think we even met. And, after, what is it, 25, 30 years at Global?
I got to Global in 1998. It was ITV at the time.
Right.
So it was 1998 when I got to Edmonton. Before that, I was in Calgary and Lethbridge and Saskatoon and Prince Albert and Yorkton. So got to Edmonton in 1998 and proud to call myself an Edmontonian, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And just listening to your, talking about the Elks for one thing, and the football team. I've been so fortunate to be part of the media landscape in this town for a long time. So,
well, you finished your last few years in sports radio as well. But is when you look back at your career and 30 whatever years it was, is there anything that really stands out as the biggest highlight for you?
I don't know if there's a highlight. We were so lucky. When I got here in 98, I was so lucky to be involved with so many great people. And that's what, it's any job. any job, when you're lucky enough to work with great people, you're going to end up to be a better person too. So I think I got to be a better person as I evolved over the years, just being lucky enough to work in a great sports town, because this is a great sports town.
Yeah, it sure is. Now, retired for 2 weeks now. Are you bored?
No, not at all. It feels like this is the end of the holiday. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I hear you.
Everyone's had a couple weeks off on a holiday.
Yeah.
So this is like the end of the holiday part. I'm sure once we get into August, now it'll start settling in a little bit more.
Yeah, your much better half, Laura Baker, has been
2 years
urging
for-
you to retire along with her for the last couple of years, but she's probably got a long list of stuff for you to do at home.
It's never
too, right?
ending what
Wow.
I've been doing already, just to keep her happy. It's unbelievable.
Well, I know she's a hard one to keep happy, that Bakes, eh?
You got that right.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know what? You covered a lot of golf in your career. Some of the things I remember. Well, Dunk Mills mentioned last week about how supportive you were of the McLennan Ross Tour all along the way. I remember you went up to Fort McMurray for a Canadian Tour event there, and you were so proud. Two of them, yeah. You were so proud of the work that you did in some of that coverage, and then you had a special moment with Arnold Palmer in your career that I'd like to share. So talk about some of your golf experiences that you've covered in your career.
So just to go back to the Fort McMurray stuff was wild, because to me, you think about back then, and we're talking about 20 years ago, but Corey Connors and Taylor Pendrith were just starting out on the Canadian Tour. And this is back when it was called the Canadian Tour. Those two guys were great friends and still are great friends, obviously. Went to school together, same school, Kent State. The 1 year that I was up there, Connors did not make the cut. Penrith did.
Wow.
Connors caddied for Penrith on the final 2 days.
rounds. I remember. You telling me that.
It's an unbelievable story.
Yeah.
To see that. Danny Saul won up there, on the tour, and I remember he had his picture right on the van, a great big sort of size of the studio kind of thing. His picture's up there. I thought that was really cool. Then everything that happened up there with the fire and everything, that to me, those couple of events up there, they were big, because we covered that it was called Canadian Tour and was on TV, and the internet was just getting going where we were showing all the stuff. So that ran cross country. Those two things were amazing. You mentioned the Arnold Palmer, and I'll get to that in a second. So here's just a little tidbit. When I first got here in 98, I believe it was 1999, and they had the Alberta Senior Women's Championship was at Legends.
Okay.
And I get there to volunteer kind of thing. I end up caddying for a woman named Diane Williams.
Oh, you got a good one.
Yeah. She wins the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 years ago, Laura and we went to Kananaskis, and there's a woman on the putting green, and we're joined up with these two women. And I'm like, man, she kind of looks familiar. It's Diane Williams. I haven't seen her for 25 years.
Wow.
Maybe more. She's on the putting green, and we're going out to play. And I looked at her spikes at her golf shoes. DW, I see on the bottom. I went, it's gotta be her. It has to be her. And I said to the woman that was with her, it was her sister, I said, any chance that's Diane Williams? She goes, yeah, that's my sister.
Wow.
So now we play 18 holes together. Hadn't seen her for at least 25 years. And to me, that was one of the cool things too.
And she beat you by how many strokes?
100.
Okay, not surprised.
Like she'd be well into her 80s.
Yeah.
Well into her 80s. Her short game that day, like everything was just immaculate. Everything, obviously, when she's getting a little older, driving's a little off, this and that. Her short game, just as good as anyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Better than yours.
Well, that doesn't say much.
Well, okay, you're getting better at it. Okay, Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
Arnold Palmer. Get into that one.
So that's almost 20 years ago too, Murray. So lucky. It was at an event at Blackhawk, and Al Prokop did such a, Al's been great for the game of golf in our city. he asked myself and Curtis Stock, good friend of ours, obviously, to play one hole with Arnold Palmer, and Peter Jacobsen was there as well. What happened was it was a fundraiser, I think, for the Stollery, and everyone paid a lot of money to play one hole. There was, out of the 18 holes, there was one hole left, and Curtis and myself were lucky enough to be asked to play one hole with Arnold and Peter Jacobsen. Third hole at Blackhawk, par 3, that downhill one. It's about 170 yards or so. Gord Whitehead was doing the emceeing, and there's cameras all over the place, and it was a good gallery. And we've played hundreds of rounds together, you and I, and you've seen my swing. You've seen what can happen, what cannot happen, and sometimes it's
seen it all.
It's inexplainable. Anyway, I got lucky on a shot and threw a nice shot into the par 3 there, and ended up making a birdie, which was I think was the only birdie amongst the 18 groups.
And you hit it closer than Arnold Palmer. You beat him
and Jacobsen, and then so Jacobs. It ended up to, once you get on the green, it was a scramble kind of format. Jacobsen and Arnold went first, and then Curtis Stock went. And Curtis was his hands were just shaking because he was so nervous. And anyway, I got lucky on the shot, and then I got lucky on the putt and went in. And Peter Jacobsen thought it was the coolest thing, and Arnold too. Arnold gave me a pin from Bay Hill.
Yeah.
And the funniest part, it's actually still on the internet out there. He gave me a pin to put up on the collar, and he said, then he gave me another thing, and I go, well, what's that for the other side? And he goes, no, go mark your ball.
Now, I assume that was the second best shot of your life.
Because you're talking about the hole-in-one this year.
Well, no.
Oh, what?
I'm talking about one of the 6 Kevin Karius jokes that I've heard 82,000 times, because the best one hasn't happened yet.
Yes. No, I would probably take that one over the hole-in-one I got this year at Leduc. I would take that. Yes, because it's with Arnold Palmer.
With, I know, yeah.
I mean,
once in a lifetime opportunity for sure. Although for a hole-in-one for you so far has been a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Well, again, that was this year, and you've seen me, Murray, play many, many times, and I just thought I thought I was running out of time.
And now
and now I finally got one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Now, my last one was with you, and that was a heck of a lot of fun a couple of years ago.
Well, you ran to the hole
because we weren't 100% sure it was in. So
neither was I. I never ran. I was just calm, man. You got to act like you've been there before, man.
Well, I had been there before.
I know.
Still. Anyways, you're wearing the shirt from the Kevin Karius Celebrity Classic. You were the honorary host of that event for many, many, many years, and last year was the final chapter of that event. But talk about your experience as the honorary chairperson of that event and all the money you raised. Kudos to you, because it was a great tournament for a great cause, and so much money was raised.
I found this shirt. I was thinking what I'm gonna wear today on the big program, and I thought, well, I found this shirt in the closet or whatever. So this is from 2003. This shirt, that's how old it is, and this was actually so it's NHL PA. That's how it started. Right. So the NHLPA was a big part of it. So the tournament actually started, for Easter Seals, and it started with Kelly Buckberger was the main, the host of it. Kelly, then he got picked up by Atlanta on waivers. Then it ended up to be Rem Murray, and then Steve Staios. So Steve and I did it for about a year or two. And then Steve goes, I don't know, and then he left. Everyone was leaving.
Yeah.
So the organizers said, well, do you want to do it? Do you want it under your name? I said, listen, I'm not a Oiler guy. I'll tell you what, I'll do it 1 year, and you guys can figure it out after that. And then, so 23 years later, whatever it was, still kept doing it. The amount of people that came out to support this tournament, I can't say enough about it. Over $1.8 million raised for kids with disabilities for Easter Seals. The amount of people that supported this tournament, even from the top level, like Terry O'Flynn and Prism Flow Products were the presenting sponsors. And we had so many other sponsors. And I don't want to, if I started naming them all,
we'd be here all day.
But TO has been so good to the Easter Seals people, so he stayed on board right from the get-go. And but the amount of people that came out, like every year, the turnover that we had on the tournament was almost non-existent. Like it was the same people every year.
Yeah.
So that was so cool about it. And again, 1.8 million plus for kids with disabilities. I'm very proud about being a part of it. Darla Zook could not have done this tournament without her.
Yeah.
And her.
He's a star, no question.
So really proud of the money that we raised with all the kids and stuff.
Well, KK, congratulations on that. I mean, congratulations on your entire career, but that obviously was a key factor in you giving back to this community you call home. So that's fantastic.
That's what it's all about. I mean, there's certain people in our community that have the affordability, the ability to do that, and it's a responsibility to all of us that have that chance to give back. And just because, like, if we're like you, me, whatever it is, people that are, in the public eye or whatever you want to call it, those people, not just you, like everyone has that opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what's important about giving back and making sure that things move on to the next level, like to the next stage or whatever it is down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, I mentioned earlier, and I think pretty much everyone that knows either you or me knows that we play golf every Sunday morning together, and we don't have a ton of time left together today. And I'll absolutely bring you back because we could probably sit here for an entire 2-hour show and tell stories about our Sunday morning games and some of the incredible people we got to play with and legends of football and hockey and other sports media people. It's been so much fun, but 19 years of it. Is there any one thing that stands out as a fantastic memory from all those years of us playing together on Sunday?
Well, when we first kind of started, it was always Danny Kepley, right?
Yeah,
because it was you and I, and then Danny was the third guy, and then we found the fourth guy. The fourth guy was the
rotation.
invitation.
Yeah,
who would be okay? Would you like to come and play? But there was something about him on the golf course that people like, and a lot of people in town know Danny from when he played and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there was something about him on the golf course in the sense that, man, when you watched him grip a club, and there was like 3 fingers going one way, 3 fingers going the other way, because his fingers were broken about 100 times. Then his back was killing him. And then for him to get out so many times that, like, even to put the peg in the ground. How many times did you go, God, is he going to be able to swing the club?
Or stand back up?
So I mean, those are memories that golfing with you and him, and then whoever the fourth was. Those I'll always cherish.
Well, really quickly, I'll just say, every time we got to the 18th hole, between Kevin and Kepley, there was 800 presses on the go. It was absolutely insane. And who would win would be the person that hit the least number of balls in the 18th hole. Like, you have hit so many balls in that pond over the 19 years that I had to name the pond in 18 Lake Karius.
Well, you got to tell the story.
Well, we don't have time to tell a story today, but my gosh, why the Kevin Karius? This guy's had a million nicknames over the years, but the story of him getting the nickname Karius is
from Michael Riley.
From Michael Riley, yeah. We'll have to tell that story another day. But Kevin, thanks so much for coming in this morning. Thanks so much for all you've done for this industry in the sports broadcasting industry, and for giving back to the community. Amazing career. Looking forward to many, many, many more rounds of golf with you. Sunday matches. And I'm 2 up, by the way, this year.
Ready.
2 up, baby.
Yeah, but be ready for today.
I'm ready.
Be ready.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming in, KK. Love you, buddy. All right. On the other side of the break, a change up. It's the open segment. So stay with us. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 70 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf, show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at vipgolf.ca.
Crazy about roofs. Crazy about roofs.
Get ready to tee off for a great cause. The Ardent Roof Systems annual Charity Classic Golf Tournament is happening Friday, July 10th at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Join us for a full day of golf, all supporting the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Childlike Program.
Crazy about roofs.
Golf spots and sponsorship opportunities are available now at ardentroofsystems.com.
Ready to level up your golf game? Come swing by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, where serious golf meets serious fun. With a championship-style course, pristine conditions, and above all, a fun, laid-back atmosphere, the Ranch is where every round feels like a getaway. Get top-notch service at unmatched value every time you play at the Ranch. Think you have what it takes to go low? Bring your A game and find out why the Ranch is the best value in golf. 25, 50, 100, and 200 round packs on sale. TheRanchGolf.com.
Escape the ordinary and experience golfing paradise at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Immerse yourself in our exceptional layout and enjoy excellent conditions that will take your game to the next level. Challenge yourself with a unique twist. Tackle the only black sand traps in all of Alberta. And why not extend your stay? Relax in one of our spacious RV lots, offering the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. Visit coalcreek.ca now to book your tee time and plan your unforgettable getaway at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Your perfect golfing escape awaits.
This summer, your golf game stays hot indoors. With the $50 Golf Summer Pass from Country Club Tour, enjoy free indoor golf all summer long at the CCT Indoor Golf Center, right in downtown Edmonton. Tee off on over 90 world-class courses with 28 cutting-edge Unicourse simulators, rain or shine. Or just fine-tune your game on the virtual driving range. Offer valid till June 30th, and you can play from May 1st to September 30th. Your best golf season starts indoors. Visit countryclubtour.com to grab your pass today.
Immerse yourself in a world where golf intertwines with the historic valor of the Canadian Armed Forces. At the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club, every round connects you with the courageous stories of our military's past. With fairways set against genuine combat equipment and historic monuments, your game becomes a meaningful link to the legacy of those who've served. And make sure to aim carefully to avoid a memorable shot off a tank. Get your membership and celebrate the challenge of golf and the honor of our armed forces. Visit egmgolf.com for more.
Your logo matters. So if you're gonna put it onto something, it's gonna be tough enough to be useful. Tough Stuff Promotions works as hard as you do to create personalized swag that's tough enough for your hard-working name. Whether it's promotional items, branded clothing, industrial workwear, golf, or athletics, Tough Stuff works hard for hard-working folks. Get the tough stuff you need when you need it. For easy ordering, call 780-470-4545 or visit toughstuffpromotions.com.
Upgrade your game this season. Sorrow Group, Canadian owned and operated, delivers premium golf brands like Beadrady, Fairway and Green, Legendary Headwear, and Zero Restriction. Trusted by the best, built for your best rounds. Beadrady and Zero Restriction will be outfitting both President's Cup teams at Medina this fall, so you know you're wearing what the pros wear. Ask your local pro shop or shop online with code Edmonton10 for 10% off to try out our premium apparel. Sorrow Group, elevate your game.
Golfer's swing is different. TaylorMade Master Fitters customize clubs based on size, speed, and ability. From tour pro to the casual golfer, everyone can benefit from clubs that are custom fit for their game. Featuring the most extensive range of custom club components from driver through to putter, TaylorMade Performance Centers offer one-on-one tour-level fittings and TrackMan launch monitor technology. Visit the TaylorMade Performance Center at the Ranch Golf and Country Club to take your golf game to the next level and dial in your equipment. For more details and to book your fitting, visit TaylorMadeFitting.ca.
Enjoy a round of golf on two of Canada's top public courses at Wolf Creek, designed by renowned architect Rod Whitman. If you haven't been to Wolf Creek recently, now's the time to check out the best course conditions in years. Enjoy a pure links golf experience and great course conditions. After your game, relax at Barney's Lounge with great food, drinks, and patio views. It's a destination getaway only a short drive away in Ponoka. Visit wolfcreekgolf.com to learn more.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Arden Roof Systems, with your host, Murray McCourt, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems here in the Modern Measure studio on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt, and this segment is brought to you by Adidas, where tradition meets modern golf, timeless looks, traditional craftsmanship, modern comfort and performance. Golfer design, sneaker inspired, one shoe, all day comfort from tee time to downtime. S2G is your go anywhere golf essential, and we're going to head in to the Modern Measure inbox. Modern Measure is Edmonton's leading provider of custom made to measure clothing right in the heart of the Ice District, from formal wear, casual wear, and yes, even golf wear. Their goal is giving you a one of a kind look with perfect fit made just for you. And first text to get to. Good morning, Murray and Zach. Thank you for a wonderful game of golf this past Wednesday. The entire crew had a blast. From Norm, that's referencing I played with the Combine crew in the EST tournament on Wednesday, and I had an absolute blast with those guys. No surprise for anyone that knows the Combine crew. They are a good group of guys to be around. Next, Murray, the most important thing about golf is remembering your shoes. Out playing in sandals right now, but gotta get in the driver. Love the show. I will catch the rest on podcast. Have a great show from Old Gil. Appreciate that, Old Gil. But he says, but in all honesty, good driving lowers scores the most. And it is now time for the Junior Golf Report with Dunk Mills. Good morning, Dunk. How are you doing today? Fine, sir.
Very well, thank you, Murray. And you can cut into my time to talk to KK anytime.
Yeah, no problem. It was great to have him. I know you've known him for a lot of years too, and he's quite the character.
He came out and played with Laura yesterday at Lewis, and we renewed acquaintances. I hadn't seen him in a couple months, but he's 101, that's for sure.
Yeah, no question. So what do you got
this week?
Let's hear it.
Well, the McLennan Ross Alberta Junior Tour really got going this week. We had an event in Barrhead on the 7th of July, over 100 kids, and I looked at the results list. They were from all over Northern Alberta. We had kids from Fort Mac, Grand Prairie, Jasper, Edson, Edmonton and area, Whitecourt, lots of kids from all over Northern Alberta dropped into Barrhead this week. And I'm just going to rattle off the age group winners, if I may. We'll whistle through that because we got lots of other things to talk about. In the girls U19 and U13, the Hay sisters from Edmonton Petroleum Club, Ariana won the U19s with an 87. And her sister, I assume it's her sister, Sister Mia won the under 13s with an 88. So big split here by only one shot. U15 girls, Rachel Adamas from the Derrick was tops and low overall junior girl at Barrhead with an 82. And they have a 9-hole division for the U11. So these are kids 10 and under, just getting their feet wet in junior golf. And a young girl by the name of Lennon Spencer from the Glendale was tops in the U11. In the junior boys, Noah Veely from the Public Player Club, 76, topped the U19 boys. And we had a very impressive score in the U17s. Kid drove in from Jasper by the name of Ethan Gibbons, just a tidy 4 under 68 at Barrhead. So good for you, Ethan. That's a great score on that golf course. U15, Daniel Newberry from Grand Prairie, another roadie, shot a nice 75 to win that division. And Clyde Rodella from Miskinaw, all the way down from Fort Mac in the U13s, was the best in that group. This week on the McLennan Ross Tour, 3 events coming up. Bow back up. There was another event last week in Turner Valley on the 9th. There were, of course, all Calgary and area kids, but I do want to make special note of the boys U13 winners. So these are kids 11 and 12. A boy from the Public Player Club by the name of Ronnie Lee, spelled L-I, was 69, and he won by 1 shot. So some up-and-comers coming up there. 3 events this week, Fort Mac tomorrow, Ponoka and Lacombe later in the week. Ponoka on the 15th and Lacombe on the 16th. Those are 2 of the charter members of the McLennan Ross Junior Tour that have been around since the tour's first year back in 1996. So those are always good events. But they're going heads up against the Alberta Golf U19 Championships that are on Tuesday through Thursday at the Coyote in Sundre, formerly known as Coyote Creek. Good track, it'll be well organized. I know Alberta Golf always does a good job with their major championships, and all the top kids from Alberta are there, and there's some glamour, there's some feature groups, if you want to call it that. I was looking at the draw this morning, and there'll be some kids from the Edmonton area, I'm sure, do very well. I know you're probably going to cover it off a little bit with the results of the other events around the province, but I just want to make note of a couple of things from the Alberta Amateur Championship that was held this past week in Fort McMurray at the Fort McMurray Country Club. 3 juniors in the top 10. Tied for 7th, Bray Rogalchik from Innisfail and Jeevan Dalawal from Calgary. Jeevan's sister is a very good player, by the way. I saw these kids a lot when Jeevan was 12, 13 coming up. So there'll be 2 among the favorites in the Alberta in the U19s. And tied for 9th, Chase Strang from Airdrie, plays at Pinebrook now in Calgary. So those will be 3 boys to watch at the Coyote. And it would be remiss if I didn't mention the ageless junior, Dave Schultz, in his mid-70s. I know you know Dave.
I do, yeah.
Tied for 11th, hanging with the kids. So rock on, Dave Schultz, Alberta Golf Hall of Famer for a good reason. So
good stuff. Well, thanks as always. Safe travels down to Calgary, and we'll be back on at the regular time slot for your report next week.
Looking forward to it. There'll be some good results from provincials. I'm looking forward to it myself. Thanks,
awesome.
Murray.
All right, have a good one.
You bet.
That was Dunk Mills in the Junior Golf Report. Some other events. PGA of Alberta had the Alberta Assistant Pro Championship at Cougar Creek. The winner was Will Hazel Panuluna at -5. Second place, Mitchell Fox from Speargrass at -4. And Josh Gurrio was the top local player at 11th with +5. As Dunk was just mentioning, the Alberta Golf Association had the Alberta Men's Amateur. Tobias Buffum, -7, is the winner from Valley Ridge. Second place, local Neil Thomas from the Edmonton Country Club at even par. Also, the Ladies Am happened this week at the Hamptons. Tessa Ion from Pinebrook was the winner at even par, and the Mid Am was won by Megan LeBlanc from Country Hills at +16. And Zach, we're going to really quickly do our thoughts on the topic of the week. What do you think is the most important part of the golf game if you're going to score the best? What's the most important?
Having a good mental focus, right? Like, you want to feel the game, but you want to trust yourself. Not only do you want to feel right physically, you want to know in your mind that you can do what's ahead of you.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. Originally I was thinking that I was going to have this question be, is putting the most important part of golf? And I thought, no, I just want to put it out there what anything is the most important, because another texter I saw has come in and said the same thing as you, talking about the mental aspect of it. And we're going to have Vanessa Iceton on here shortly talking about the mental side of golf and help everyone out with that. But man, like that's a good point. A lot of people think it's putting. I don't think it's putting, because if you're hitting the ball in the trees all day and you make everything you look at, it doesn't matter. You're still going to shoot a million because you're in the tree. So I kind of think it's keeping it in play and putting yourself in a good position off the tee. As I say, drive for show and putt for dough. I think driving is a little more than just show.
Every time that I've played, I guess, to my standards, decent, it was definitely me putting the ball in play. Because I know, putting is so. Maybe one day I'll, 3-putt. Other days I'll get it in 2. Other days maybe 5 when I'm having a bad day at the course. But the second you start losing the ball, it's sort of like the hole's already done. You know what I mean? Like I kind of play the game of golf hole by hole. Where I'm at, it's not the entirety of the game. It's like, I just want to win that hole. And if you start bad and you're already hacking in the bushes, that's never a good sight to have. I agree.
One quick piece of advice for you, Zach. Not one hole at a time, one shot at a time.
One shot at a time. Okay.
All right, for my golf this week, I had a lot going on. On Sunday, I played with KK in the match. Monday, as I talked about last week, Sean and I were playing in the PGA of Alberta Match Play Championship, and we were up against two tough hombres, Mike Belvin and Jeff Cuthbertson. But last week I talked about how I was having my game. My game was finally getting there. On Sunday and Monday, I did not play well. And it's like, what's going on? I just got to the point where I was feeling good and had some confidence in my game, and it just fell apart on me on Sunday, Monday. I didn't play great. And then Wednesday, I played in the Edmonton Sports Talk Tournament. Again, shout out to the Combine crew. Had such a great day with those guys. But boy, I took Tuesday off. I didn't even practice. And Wednesday, I played great again. And I had a great day with the Combine crew. Played well. Thursday, played in the Sawmill charity tournament with Eric Shute, a good buddy of mine, Daniel Wadge, a guest that's been on the show earlier this year, and his friend Vit. And boy, oh boy, our putters got on fire. We had one of the best scramble scores I've ever been part of in my life, actually. And again, my game was strong. And it just so happened Daniel was videotaping my swing on hole number 18 at the ranch, a par 4, a little bit of a shorter par 4, but I drove the green. I almost got a hole in one, and I actually said a bad word. I was walking back to the camera, and I said, that almost effing went in the hole. I was like 5 feet tops away from the hole on 18 on the par 4 for a hole in one. That would have been so fun to go in. The hole right before that, Vit had hit it to like 2 inches on 17. So anyways, we had a heck of a time. But more importantly, this week, last Sunday, I caddied for my son, Luke, at the ranch in a junior golf event. Yesterday, I caddied for Luke again at a junior event at Victoria Golf Club. I'd never been to the Victoria Golf Club before. It's good. Check it out. I really enjoyed my little tour around that place. And tonight, I'm caddying for him again in an event in Stony Plain. And, as much as I enjoy playing my golf and playing with my friends, caddying for Luke is extremely special. So that is my week. This week, I'm playing today. And then I'm playing Tuesday with my wife and my son. And then I got to catch up on work because next Sunday, right after the show, my wife and son and I were flying to California for the rest of the week. But anyways, Zach, cue up the rant of the week. He is far, far, far exceeding expectations.
It's now time for Murray McCourt's Rant of the Week.
Darnell Nurse right now in a ridiculous contract. You want to know whose fault that contract is?
All brought to you by Steady for Men. Steady, essential goods for men. A limited edition box of premium hand-picked essentials. No subscriptions, just 2 exclusive drops a year. Join the waitlist at steadyformen.ca.
All right, my rant this week is going to be about some upcoming changes to the PGA Tour, and my theme of this is don't close the door. And these proposed, and they're not really even proposed changes, they're set to come into play at the beginning of 2028, and hopefully, in my opinion, from where I'm going to go with this, I hope they do a little tinkering with what they've come out with, but it's creating a 2-tiered system. That's exactly what it's doing. To me, this isn't just about golf, it's about opportunity. I understand why these discussions are happening. The PGA Tour wants its biggest stars playing against each other more often. From a television perspective, I get it. Fans love seeing the best players compete head-to-head, but here's my concern with where they're going. One of the things that has always made professional golf special is that every player believed that there was a path. If you played well enough, you could even earn your way in. You could keep climbing. You could keep chasing your dream. But the PGA Tour has always rewarded performance. Play well, you move up. Play poorly, you move down. Simple. The more exclusive we make the tour, the more we risk losing the identity. Think about all the great stories we've seen over the years. Players who come from the Corn Ferry Tour, Monday qualifiers who shocked the world, veterans who resurrected their careers, and young players who caught lightning in a bottle. These stories are part of what makes professional golf compelling. If we build too many barriers, those opportunities become fewer and farther between. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely believe the PGA Tour should be rewarding excellence. But if you earned your place among the elite, you should enjoy the benefits that come with it. But don't close the door behind you. Every season should begin with the belief that someone new can break through. That's healthy for the players, it's healthy for the fans, and it's healthy for the game. Competitions to decide who belongs, not committee decisions, not complicated qualification system, or trying to protect established names. Because once fans start believing the system is designed to keep the same players at the top, the tour loses something that has always made it special. Golf has always been about earning your opportunities. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how many sponsors you have. It doesn't matter how many followers you have on social media, Bryson DeChambeau. You still have to hit the shot. Whatever changes the PGA Tour does finalize with this program and what they're making, I hope they never lose sight of that. Reward the best players, create compelling events, continue to evolve the tour, but always leave the door open for the next great story. Because some of the biggest names in golf were once the nobody anybody saw coming. On the other side of the break, we are all over the map today. On the other side of the break, it's Vanessa Iceton, golf psychology. Excited to talk with her about that. Stay with us on the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Crazy about roofs. Crazy about roofs.
Time for a new roof? Make it one that lasts. Ardent Roof Systems, protecting homes for over a decade. Roofing, siding, and exteriors, all built to last with our Platinum 50-year warranty. Because at Ardent Roof Systems, we are
Crazy about roofs.
Ardent Roof Systems and Exteriors, the team that puts your protection first. Visit ardentroofsystems.com.
Why pay more for advertising when you have options? At Lux Media Broker, we're not an agency, we're a brokerage. We work on your behalf to source, negotiate, and manage your marketing across over 100 advertising options nationwide. From out-of-home and transit to radio, digital, TV, and social media, we tap into it all. No retainers, no hidden fees, just better rates, added value, and smarter strategy. Learn about the brokerage difference at luxmediabroker.com. We broker, we negotiate, we optimize. Lux Media Broker. Elevate your marketing.
Trestle Creek Golf Resort, just 45 minutes west of Edmonton, is one of the best RV resorts in Alberta. With a championship golf course, water park, sports park, and spectacular views, you won't want to leave. We're proud to be launching our new Phase 6 development with 103 new lots for pre-sale. This phase will include an in-ground swimming pool. Call 780-514-0005 to view this exciting development and pick your perfect piece of paradise. You can live year-round or just spend the summer. Either way, Trestle Creek has you covered with plenty of year-round activities. Book your tour or tee time at trestlecreek.ca.
Trade in the ordinary for the extraordinary. Let VIP Golf elevate your game. Join VIP Golf and unlock preferred rates at Canada's premier resort courses. From your local favorites to the iconic peaks of Banff and Canmore to our stay and play packages on sun-drenched fairways in the Okanagan Valley. With over 170 courses coast to coast and membership packages that are tailored to fit your golf style, VIP members have more choice, get more value, and experience more unforgettable rounds. With VIP Golf, your next round isn't just a game, it's a getaway. Get your free trial today at VIPGolf.ca.
You work hard to make your house a home. Your yard should match. Green Tree Outdoor Living has designed and built outdoor spaces across Alberta since 1998. It starts with an initial consultation and a 3D design, so you can test drive your yard before you buy it. At Green Tree, we handle everything. No chasing contractors, no guesswork, no surprises. A seamless experience from the initial sketch to the final brick. Green Tree Outdoor Living, making neighbors jealous since '98. Book your consultation today at greentreelandscaping.ca.
Looking for your next great round? Just minutes off the Hendan west of Edmonton, the Links at Spruce Grove is an 18-hole championship course that delivers. Tree-lined fairways, rolling terrain, pristine greens, and just enough challenge to test every skill level. Whether you're chasing a low score or enjoying a relaxed round with friends, this is golf done right. A favorite tournament destination with exceptional conditions and a staff that truly delivers. Plus, modern amenities, a full-service restaurant, and an event space for weddings, anniversaries, or business gatherings. Book your tee time today at linksgolfcourse.com. The Links at Spruce Grove. Your next round starts here.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The Ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the Ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
50 years of memories, 50 years of celebrations, 50 years of Sawmill. This November, Sawmill Prime Rib and Steakhouse invites you to something bigger than a night out. The 50th anniversary fundraising gala. An elevated evening of incredible food, live entertainment, and a room full of people who know how to celebrate right. But here's what makes it special. You help choose where the impact goes. Every ticket, 100% of proceeds, goes directly to a local charity selected by the guests in the room. Seats are limited. The moment is once in 50 years. Get yours now at sawmill.ca. Sawmill, we have a stake in your community. There's something new happening in Canadian golf. For decades, golfers have been sold clubs that were never truly built for them. Kaysen Golf changes that. Every set built right here in Canada. Precision crafted around 8 core customizations built for your exact swing. The result? More consistency, tighter dispersion, real results. Kaysen Golf, Canadian made, custom fit for your game.
The Nielsen Show.
You know, on airplanes, WestJet lately, in the little snack box they give you, a little chocolate in there. It's called Awake. Have you seen this Awake chocolate? And it comes with caffeine in it. So I've been taking those and pretending it's like a real kick. Yeah. I was just like, oh, here we go.
Under the tongue and away we go.
Yeah, I turn around to the rest of the plane. I say, it's about to go down. And I open up and I eat this Awake chocolate. Hey, Dusty, yelling it's about to go down on a plane is probably not a good thing. That's a good point.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings at 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Arden Roof Systems, with your host, Murray McCourt, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roof Systems here on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt, and this segment is brought to you by the Twin Willows Golf Club, part of Edmonton's golf community since 1965. Visit us at twinwillowsgolf.com, and we're going to head into the Modern Measure inbox. Another text on our engagement question of the day, and again, 1 week from today, we are going to give away a custom-fit, tailor-made driver to somebody that has been engaging with us with the engagement question each week. And this week's question is, what is the most important part of the game? My thoughts were putting, driving, short game, but a lot of people talking about the mental aspect of the game, and that's one that came in. Practice and mental fitness would be the top things that are most important. Another one has come in, the drive. It sets up any chance of getting a par. There's nothing worse than duffing or shanking a drive, from Scuba Steve. And that's what my point was in the last segment, was that too. The drive, if you don't get a good drive in, you're setting yourself up for a rough hole for sure. So it's important to get that good drive in. And just, Zach, where are we at with Vanessa?
Just connecting on the video momentarily, just a few moments.
Okay, awesome. So, the golf psychology, I wish that it would have worked out for me to have Vanessa on the show a couple of weeks ago when we did the mental health show, because golf psychology, it would have been a good fit in that segment. But, there's so many times I'm playing with people and they're playing a hole, or they have to hit a drive over a big bunch of water, maybe on a par 3. And they go and take their good golf ball and put it back in their cart and then grab a yucky golf ball, a crappy golf ball. What are you telling yourself? If you're going to go grab a terrible golf ball because you think you're going to lose it, well, are you not just talking yourself into hitting a bad shot and hitting it in the water? That's a great example of the mental aspect of golf. Like that is absolutely the wrong attitude. Keep that good ball and hit a good shot, put a good swing on it, and you'll get over the water. And Zach was talking about it earlier, and it wasn't a bad thought of one hole at a time when you're playing golf. But no, you got to think of it one shot at a time. Because depending on no matter where you are, your idea needs to be, let's think about this one shot. What can I do on this shot to give myself the best opportunity to have a good hole? So, it's just different things like that are a big aspect of mental golf that it's good to chat about. And any luck there yet, Zach?
Yeah, just sending it her way. Tech issues are always get in the way, right? Yeah, that's something you got to send out, but she'll be connecting very shortly. It is odd though how mental certain sports are, like, as a whole. I mean, every single sport is, you have to have the right mindset to hit the field in football, hit the ice in hockey, but for golf, I think it's brought up and exaggerated to a T, because one mistake can even at the top of your game, I guess, if you're talking at a professional standpoint, like one shot that you miss could ruin your entire round. And if you miss it just by that one shot, even in other sports, one mistake can do that, nip you in the bud. But in golf, I think it's expanded quite extremely. And she's connecting very shortly here, so I do have her in.
Awesome. So yeah, and that's a great point too, Zach. And sometimes even I can get in that scenario where if I bogey the first hole, it's like, oh my God, I want to go back and start over again because it's tough. I see you there, Vanessa. How you doing? Oh, hanging in there. Appreciate your time and coming on with us here today. Golf, Vanessa, is described as a game played between the ears. In your opinion, what is the biggest mental mistake amateur golfers make during a round?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that when we become dysregulated, so our amygdala becomes activated, it enters our fight or flight mode. So this is also known as our stress response cycle. And when this happens, our brain and body cannot problem solve and our prefrontal cortex cannot function. So we end up kind of thinking that the performance is a threat. So then we start to ruminate, and then everything from there usually just goes downhill. Some other things can be like comparing or setting unrealistic expectations of self, which causes that extra pressure and tension and then creates a reaction to the shot.
Well, before you came on, I was talking about a scenario where if you're, say, on a par 3 on the tee box and you have to hit a ball over a bunch of water, people will go back in their bag and get a bad golf ball instead of the good golf ball they're playing. And so, like, I think almost every golfer has experienced standing over a shot with some doubt and fear, and that's that scenario I'm describing. So what are some practical strategies golfers can use to quiet their minds and commit to the shot?
Yeah, we really need to learn how to regulate ourselves. Neurologically, we need to find ways to support our body and brain to regain our composure of performance. So we need to let go of that extra energy that might come up with that anxiety or fear. So some strategies might be able to implement some ongoing mindfulness practices to golf, to ground yourself. So of course, we always have our breath. So I would just bring your attention more to your breath. Again, these are practices. They're not going to be something that are going to happen right away in that moment. They're learned. We can also bring something to sensory. So of course we have all of our 5 senses. So things you might see, like the grass, your ball, the fairway, the trees, what you smell, bug spray, sunscreen, the fresh air, etc. Things that you feel. So you might like the glove on your hand or the club in your hand, the wind against your skin or the warmth of the sun or the cold of the rain. Things that you hear. And then lastly, things that you taste as well. So mindfulness can go a long way, as well as using your senses. Then you might also focus on some things that you're doing well at or things that you are in control of. I think a lot of those shots and how things get worse over time and is really about things that we're not in control of. So we need to change the narrative of our story. So what's going well? What can we focus on next as opposed to the past? So focus more on the future. As well as staying present. I think something that's really important is that golf can feel like a high stress, high performance game sometimes. And so we know that when there's high stakes situations at hand, like the next shot or wanting to make par, etc., we need to be able to regulate ourselves. So finding that emotional mastery, which is learned and intentional. So give yourself some grace also, because this, again, can take some time.
Yeah, not always easy to do now, and that's why we're talking to you. So you alluded to this in your last answer, and maybe the answer might be pretty similar, but I'm just curious, we've all had that one bad hole that turns into a bad 9 or even a bad round. So how can golfers mentally reset after a mistake and just grind through it?
Yeah, I recently heard a quote that kind of actually stuck with me. It was, a bad attitude is worse than a bad swing. And so I learned that a bad swing or hole, we can catastrophize it into the whole round. And when we start attaching our scores to either our identity or who we are, I think is a big piece of how this turns or how this escalates. So for me, I realized that my core belief is thinking I am a failure. So I have a perfectionist attitude about certain things, that I need to be perfect, this swing or my score. And when we connect our belief system to I am not enough or the need to be perfect, we personalize it. So we attach it to our identity, so to speak. So things can just continuously escalate mentally when we make a mistake. It can kind of hit us to the core, so to speak. We also sit in that self-judgment, right? So this can be based on how we're playing or who we're playing with, leading to comparisons. And that inner critic just so badly wants to be perfect, so to speak, which really leads to disappointment. So we really just need to stay out of that self-judgment. What we should be doing is just observing and not criticizing our weaknesses. So when we're in practice mode, we can do a self-evaluation. But when we're in the game, we need to stay out of that self-judgment.
So a lot of golfers put enormous pressure on themselves to shoot a certain score or achieve a certain goal. And I'm going to give you a quick example. Andrew Hutton, one of our assistant pros at the ranch, played in his first ever, he's a younger pro, first ever assistant pro championship this week. He had a great first round, was in 10th place after round one, but he'd never been in that situation before, had a really rough day on day two. But like, how do you get past that fear? I don't know the word I'm trying to say, but just you know what I'm saying, right? Like just get past that fear and be able to succeed.
Yeah, I think like the biggest thing I've also learned is to be our own coach, like be the coach that you've always wanted to maybe be, or that if you've like supported somebody else in that, someone that offers feedback and encouragement. So rather than that self-criticism or self-judgment, our inner critic wants to come up so much. So we really want us to just provide feedback and encouragement, be your best self, and you're kind of your own cheerleader, so to speak. It's not always 100% helpful. So that's why we want to come with curiosity and commitment to grow. Really remembering what your own personal goals are of golf, right? And the game, and what that round is to look like for you. Even your goal of that hole, so to speak. So you can break it down into smaller chunks as well, which might be a little bit easier. Play burden-free golf as well. So burdens can be internal and external. So they rob us of our presence into self-doubt. So changing the thought from envy into curiosity, and just be curious about what your own expectations are and how you might be triggered by certain things. And then play golf free of distractions. Turn off your phone, set boundaries within your group, observe, have empathy, humor, and kindness with where you're at.
Turn off your phone. Gee whiz, how can I keep up on all the emails that come in for me when I'm golfing if I turn my phone?
I personally also have to do that.
Yeah. So confidence comes and goes in golf, it seems. Is there a way golfers can build lasting confidence?
Yeah, I'm going to touch on the piece of like the identity that I mentioned earlier. I think self-awareness is crucial for our game, and really not identifying like that shot or that round or the game, so to speak, to your identity. Remind yourself that this does not define you. That shot does not define you. And it's not you or about your identity. So being truthful and honest with yourself as well can increase your confidence in how you talk and treat yourself. Someone once, a long time ago, I was kind of really, they could tell that I was like, the inner critic was coming out, and I was making those comments externally, and it was noted like, hey, this is also affecting me. And so it's really kind of like watching that internal self-talk. Being vulnerable, practicing, of course, taking responsibility for your own actions, versus blaming somebody else for them and those external things. So just increasing your own confidence. And then we need to validate and acknowledge our successes and accomplishments along the way, right? That one bad shot is not going to make or break your entire game, so to speak. So we need to watch the mental filtering and catastrophizing as well when we're shooting. And then channel that energy into your own stuff. What's your own goals? What's your own personal expectations of your round?
If you could summarize all this kind of into one tip, mental strategy or mental habit that could get golfers to have more fun when they're out there, what would you say?
Honestly, I've learned over time, for me, it's been forgive self and move forward. I think the weight of making mistakes lives heavily in our nervous system, which really leads to kind of that black and white thinking, making us powerless. So when we forgive self and move forward, we create that space for movement and change in our brain and body. So really just focusing on changing that narrative and moving forward.
Well, it's not drink more beer, hey?
No, I wish so.
Okay. Well, you and I have something in common, as you know. You are an author, and you wrote a book called Mindset Coward, Lying Our Way to Truth. Tell us a little bit about that book and where people can find it.
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. It's about basically how your core beliefs really make or break kind of who you are and like challenge your identity and that piece. So my story of failing my EPPP licensing exam 11 times and finally passing on that 12th time, I was learning that throughout those 6 years, I was self-sabotaging and really repeating the failure cycle so much. So I talk about my own personal story with failure and then success in passing that EPPP, starting my own company, building it up and growing it into where I'm at today. And so it's walking your own narrative, and it just talks about the failure mindset and being courageous enough to share it and be vulnerable to open up and express.
Well, you own a company called Pearl Psychological. You obviously know your stuff. If someone wanted to get in touch with you and maybe get some help, how can they find you?
Yeah, we are on social media, Instagram at Pearl Psychological, or website www.pearlpsychological.com. You're more than welcome to email me as well, Vanessa at pearlpsychological.com. Feel free, we have contact form online. You're more than welcome to shoot us an email or give us a call.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time and insight. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Awesome. That was Vanessa Iceton from Pearl Psychological. On the other side of the break, we're heading around YAG and visiting with Adam Wisser from the Ranch Golf Club. Stay with us. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
You work hard to make your house a home. Your yard should match. Green Tree Outdoor Living has designed and built outdoor spaces across Alberta since 1998. It starts with an initial consultation and a 3D design, so you can test drive your yard before you buy it. At Green Tree, we handle everything. No chasing contractors, no guesswork, no surprises. A seamless experience from the initial sketch to the final brick. Green Tree Outdoor Living, making neighbors jealous since '98. Book your consultation today at greentreelandscaping.ca.
Your logo matters. So if you're gonna put it onto something, it's gonna be tough enough to be useful. Tough Stuff Promotions works as hard as you do to create personalized swag that's tough enough for your hard-working name. Whether it's promotional items, branded clothing, industrial workwear, golf, or athletics, Tough Stuff works hard for hard-working folks. Get the tough stuff you need when you need it. For easy ordering, call 780-470-4545 or visit toughstuffpromotions.com.
Enjoy a round of golf on two of Canada's top public courses at Wolf Creek, designed by renowned architect Rod Whitman. If you haven't been to Wolf Creek recently, now's the time to check out the best course conditions in years. Enjoy a pure links golf experience and great course conditions. After your game, relax at Barney's Lounge with great food, drinks, and patio views. It's a destination getaway only a short drive away in Ponoka. Visit wolfcreekgolf.com to learn more.
Accelerate business connections at an executive level with Corporate Connections. We connect leaders around the world and empower them to create opportunities and meaningful change in their organizations, communities, and lives. Join a trusted network of top CEOs and industry pioneers. Share challenges, gain insights, and benefit from peer-to-peer experience sharing. Together, we elevate leadership, build personal and professional growth while expanding influence, and together building a brighter future. Corporate Connections is your gateway to transformative connections. Visit us at corporatecommunications.com, where leaders connect.
Crazy about roofs. Crazy about roofs.
Get ready to tee off for a great cause. The Ardent Roof Systems annual Charity Classic Golf Tournament is happening Friday, July 10th at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Join us for a full day of golf, all supporting the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Childlike Program.
Crazy about roofs.
Golf spots and sponsorship opportunities are available now at ardentroofsystems.com.
Most guys chase more. More clothes, more noise, more nothing. Steady does the opposite. Twice a year, just 5 to 7 pieces. Precision built for men who move with discipline, who value quality, who don't waste time guessing what to wear. This isn't fashion. This is international. Limited. Elevated. Drop 1 goes on sale August 1st and delivers in December. And when it's gone, it's gone. If you're not on the founding list, you're already behind. Go to steadyformen.ca. Get in, get ready, steady. Essential good for men.
Customize clubs based on size, speed, and ability. From tour pro to the casual golfer, everyone can benefit from clubs that are custom fit for their game. Featuring the most extensive range of custom club components from driver through to putter, TaylorMade Performance Centers offer one-on-one tour-level fittings and TrackMan launch monitor technology. Visit the TaylorMade Performance Center at the Ranch Golf and Country Club to take your golf game to the next level and dial in your equipment. For more details and to book your fitting, visit TaylorMadeFitting.ca.
Immerse yourself in a world where golf intertwines with the historic valor of the Canadian Armed Forces. At the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club, every round connects you with the courageous stories of our military's past. With fairways set against genuine combat equipment and historic monuments, your game becomes a meaningful link to the legacy of those who've served. And make sure to aim carefully to avoid a memorable shot off a tank. Get your membership and celebrate the challenge of golf and the honor of our armed forces. Visit egmgolf.com for more.
There's something new happening in Canadian golf. For decades, golfers have been sold clubs that were never truly built for them. Kaysen Golf changes that. Every set built right here in Canada. Precision crafted around 8 core customizations built for your exact swing. The result? More consistency, tighter dispersion, real results. Kaysen Golf, Canadian made, custom fit for your game.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 70 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf, show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at VIPgolf.ca.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Arden Roof Systems, with your host, Murray McCourt, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems here in the Modern Measure studio on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt, and this segment is brought to you by the PGA of Alberta. Looking to shed strokes this summer? The PGA of Canada professionals in Alberta know their stuff. From equipment and technology to technique, they're your most trusted resource for getting more out of the game you love. Visit pgaofalberta.com and get to know your local pro today, like this one beside me, Adam Wisser from the Ranch Golf Club. Good morning, Adam. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, Murray. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. I always love it. I see you brought another prop with you. Are you going to drink that on the show?
Oh no, it's just too valuable to drink. It's a showpiece for now.
It's a showpiece for now. Awesome. Well, you know, Adam, let's talk about the weather first. It's been the wettest golf season we've probably ever seen. So far, how has all the rain impacted operations at the ranch, and how proud of you of how the maintenance team has kept the course in such incredible condition?
Yeah, June was definitely something. That was a lot of rain. I mean, every golf course kind of the same boat, a lot of water on the properties. So if, for us at the ranch, we're actually very lucky that we have a great piece of property that drains very well. So for us, for the month of June, it was still one of our busiest months ever. I mean, we hosted a ton of corporate events, and with the property draining so well, our maintenance team that is so proactive and ready for things when they take care of the water on the golf course. They do a lot of pumping. It's kind of very impressive how they can kind of get the golf course in great shape every day for the big tournaments we have. So part of that with how well we drain, and even for us at the ranch with the paved cart pass. Like we have paved cart pass the whole way around the golf course. So even though typically it might be too wet to operate a golf tournament with the damage it may cause to the turf with the power carts and number of people out there, with the paved cart pass we can still give them the option to go ahead. Whereas cart path only, we know nobody really likes cart path only, but if the choice is play golf, cart path only, or don't play golf at all, everybody will go with cart path only, and that's what we can offer. So it was really good for us to still have a really good June and get a lot of people through the golf course, a lot of tournaments, and it all went very well.
The last 2 days we've got absolutely slaughtered with some vicious storms. Again, they were quick, but boy, they were vicious storms. And I was up on the deck, and so someone asked me, how long is this going to shut you down for? 2 or 3 days? And I said, nah, it'll shut us down for about 30 minutes. Like, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that one 2 days ago where we got 1.5 inches of rain in about 25 minutes. And that's like, to see that amount of water that quickly is, you've seen puddles. We've never seen puddles before, but then the sun was shining. People were golfing, and 20 minutes later, kept the tournament rolling. The next day, we had the same little storm and delayed them for 15, 30 minutes, and then they went back out, and it was a beautiful night, and everybody enjoyed themselves at the ranch.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that works. Very fortunate for us. A lot of golf courses are not in the same boat. As the events and clubhouse manager of the ranch, you kind of deal with this a lot. The ranch has become the busiest tournament golf course, not just in Edmonton, not just in Alberta, but all of Canada, hosting nearly 200 tournaments this year. Why do you think so many organizations choose the ranch year after year?
Yeah, I mean, at the ranch, it is a machine. We have things set for almost everything, and it seems to go very well. I mean, with how many events we do every season, it's a bit of our priorities, so our focus and our efforts, for all our personnel are there to make it's the best experience possible for all the golfers, as well as the tournament organizers. I mean, the organizers, they're, very important people. They come and want to host a tournament with us, so our communication with them, everything we have set up, we have timelines, we have options, we have policies for everything you could think of that goes into a golf tournament. So the communication with us, with those set times, is very helpful for them. They tend to appreciate that. And then anytime they have any questions, we have a full events team that's available for any questions, any meetings, anytime they need to know anything. It's really kind of how we have it set because of how many tournaments we do. Being one of our main focuses there with our events team is that we can learn things, we get some feedback, we can improve things, get things going. So a good example would even be with the Edmonton Sports Talk Golf Tournament. Mr. Matthew Iwanek, love the guy. He was so organized. We work with him running the tournament. It's always a great thing. And the first year you had the event, he came out for meetings a couple times, phone calls, emails. It was great communication, all that stuff. And then after the tournament was done, he started going for the next one. He's like, just do what you do. We're good.
Yeah.
It's like the second time around, they always have less questions or less worries. So.
Right, for sure. Now, when someone books a tournament at the ranch, what do they get that they simply won't find at other golf courses? And so what really separates the ranch from the competition in that space?
It's, part of the, some of the lines we say to some people is like, there's nothing we haven't seen before. With the number of tournaments we do host, it comes up. We've seen it. We've dealt with it. We have a system or process for it. So part of that, like I kind of said before, is that we have checkpoints with the tournaments, 60 days out, 30 days out, 10 days out, 2 days out for confirming, details, and we know sometimes you can't get specific details really far out. So we have a general idea. And then as we get closer to, we do try and get some more specifics. Anything comes up, we have, people ready to address it, whether it's dropping off prizes ahead of time, what they need for proximity markers or contests on the golf course, number of people, extra meals. The list goes on and on because it's quite, we have some pretty cool spreadsheets. I like spreadsheets, and we got some things set up with, how we have it for all the tournaments and what all of our staff use. With that, the communication is set between, all the departments at the golf course. It's not just the events team, the turf care is aware of tournaments and numbers, the food and beverage department, the kitchen staff, how many people, what the meals are, what the upgrades, what the options are. Front of house staff, if there's drink tickets, snack tickets, drink holes, all that stuff we have communicated. Outside services is a huge part of the team where they take care of the people in the morning. They know the sponsors, they know their names, they know where they're going, they know what they need for tables and chairs, any other setup, extra garbages, ice, all sorts of stuff. There's quite a long list of things we can take care of, and so we have the really good process for communication within our team, then also with the organizers ahead of time, what they're looking for, what they need, what ideas they have, what we can offer, and then we kind of just go from there and get it set and get it moving.
So one of the things people rave about with the tournaments at the ranch is the food and the clubhouse experience. So talk about the atmosphere at the ranch and why so many people come back just to enjoy the patio, the restaurant, and the hospitality.
Yeah, it kind of bit of a theme of the question is that, something we do very often, a lot during the golf season is something then we work on very hard to make sure we do it well. If you're going to repeat it, thousands and thousands and thousands of times, we put the time and effort to think about it, get it set the best you can, and make it, as good as you can. So with the amount of tournaments, just the overall in food and beverage, the volume we do is, we do have a pretty good buying power with our suppliers. So we use that to kind of leverage, get some of the best product at the best price we can. A very good example of that is with our barbecue steak meals. This is part of our tournament package. Like, it's included. It's not an upcharge. We have the barbecue steak meal, and then because of how many steaks we can purchase throughout a season, we get a really good steak at a really good price. We can maintain the value that we like to present to our customers. So they have a good steak. They love the meal. They enjoy it. They come back every year thinking they're looking forward to it. Just the atmosphere of the clubhouse, we have, the patio, how beautiful the golf course is. People enjoy hanging out there. So it kind of goes well with many different aspects of it.
I even took a video the other day of about 25 people on the new patio we have by the Snack Shack.
Yeah, that's. I think that's one of your later questions, but the patio is a quite nice little touch just outside of the Snack Shack.
Absolutely. So the ranch has also become known for its own signature beers, like you have one sitting in front of you, and some creative specialty drinks. I see people wander around with purple and blue drinks all the time. That it's crazy. But so tell us about those and why they become such a popular part of the experience.
Oh, the fad of the purple and blue drinks known as the transfusion and the water hazard. So it's a little bit of a golf specific thing. I mean, it's just the name on it, but some of them kind of became more popular in the States. We moved up north. We've known about them for years. So we have things set, and the transfusion and the water hazard are part of our portfolio. For the last year and this year, we kind of keep it going forward. Put a little twist where we actually have some fresh lime juice we put in them, a little bit of lemonade, ginger ale. We kind of have some pretty good ingredients to really make them, a delicious drink. We are moving. Yeah, that product is definitely probably increased by a couple 100% this year from last year for how many we are selling. We got the 3-pot Pilsner like we have here, custom beer, also the Flying Red Wheels. We do work with a local brewery here in Edmonton to do some delicious custom label beers for us at the golf course that we sell a lot of. People really enjoy them. We have them on tap. Everything is good there. We got the Shank out there. It's a nice little take on the drink commonly known as the Shaft. It's a really good breakfast beer. It's highly recommended to start your round with the Shank, not on the golf course, but in the glass before you head out there and play golf. And then anything from the Ranchata that's been going for years. We have a full portfolio of anything from an IPA to a sour beer to a sweet fruity beer. We have all the options people be looking for. I like the style of our portfolio out there.
I know you do. There have been a few noticeable improvements this season. One we just touched on, the new deck beside the Snack Shack. Also some new mounding on the front nine and some renovations on the washrooms in the clubhouse. So tell us how these additions have enhanced the experience at the ranch.
Yeah, like a good example is that deck just outside the Snack Shacks. We are getting people, they just want to sit outside and take in the environment. They just sit at this nice, new, beautiful deck right beside the Snack Shack, and whenever they need anything, they can just get up and walk right into the full-service Snack Shack that's right there. So they can have a beverage, have a snack, have a treat. They can go to the driving range. It's kind of a nice little cool hangout spot that we just kind of started up this year. The mounding on the golf course, with that, we added the mounding there over the winter time, so now it's nicely graded and shaped and getting in place where it kind of separates the golf course nicely between holes number 4, 5, and 6. We've got a new tee box coming out of that. We got some trees get moved to add to number 4, so the visual of that is actually really improved. It's a little more serenity out there. A little space between holes. You can't see other people out there, so it really does kind of add to the kind of the atmosphere and the uniqueness of the golf course with that. And then the washrooms in the clubhouse. We did a full reno on all the washrooms in the clubhouse, upstairs and downstairs. So we got that project completed over the winter and was ready for this golf season. So they are much improved, nicer, brighter, everything. Yeah, people like a nice clean washroom. They're actually very beautiful, nice little touch to the clubhouse.
So whether people are looking to host a tournament, book a corporate event, or simply enjoy a great day of golf, food, and drinks with friends, why is the ranch the place they should be choosing this summer?
Because that is just what we do. I mean, like I said, we have systems in place. We do things like that. It's a great, great host venue for tournaments. We get a lot of positive feedback from everything there. Corporate events, even small ones. We do a lot of group bookings as well. So a tournament size, we do tournaments from 24, 48 people to 152. So it's really, the size doesn't matter. We fit them in as best as we can. We try and host as many tournaments as we can to keep our customers happy. And then, the place, it's just a great place to be in the summer.
So on the show a week or two ago, last week, a texter texted in and said, "Oh boy, you should set up a game with Lisa Longball to play with you and Kevin on a Sunday morning so we can come out and watch, because I'd love to see someone watch and hit at 320. I did say, as my response to that text, well, you can come out and watch anytime, because Adam Wisser, who we play with, Adam plays with me and Kevin pretty much every Sunday. You hit it way more than 320 a lot of times. So as a golf professional, why don't you give a little advice to people on how in the world, because you're not that tall, how in the world do you hit it that far, and how can that our listeners translate that to their game?
If only I was a little taller and hit the ball a little bit farther, right? But I mean, it's it's part of the golf season, or sort of the golf swing, and a big thing. If you're getting into it, lessons from a PGA professional will always help. For myself, there's certain physical limitations, certain things that can help you hit the ball farther, whether it's club head lag, there's even shoulder versus hip rotation, separation to be able to fire through, getting those hips, fired well in advance, and everything catches up, creating more club head speed using that club head lag. Bit of, the dynamics at impact. I learned a long time ago where it's you hit up on the ball a little bit with the driver. It's sometimes, if you're not used to that, is a little bit trickier to get the sense of, get the feel, and then execute it consistently to get essentially a lower spin rate with a higher launch angle. A higher launch angle. So that's one thing that I kind of got into a long time ago. And I mean, I was never really good at golf when I was a kid or played golf, but I could hit the ball hard. So that was actually...
You're an athlete, though. You are an athlete.
So I just enjoyed hitting the ball a little bit farther than others. And that's honestly the only reason I got into golf, because I didn't really play golf, like golf, or care about golf, but it was just kind of fun to hit the ball farther. So that was what got me into it.
Yeah. So when you get one, 350? 350.
It's all depends on conditions. I mean, it's the thing is, like, you could be a little bit into the wind. I mean, like last week on 13 was probably one of the best drives I hit in quite a while. I mean, it may have went 325, but it was dead into the wind.
Yeah.
Kept it low, left of the bunker, and then and so that's something like that. But downwind, if you hit it right, you can crack 350 every now and then.
Yeah. No, well, you can. Well, the rest, not many of us
We've
can.
been working on you.
I know. I
club head speed. It's good.
I've been getting some 310, 315 if I really get
your
them
spin rates
lately.
are better. That impact is good. I like it, and we'll get you get that going a little bit more, and then we'll work on a little more distance for you.
I'm not getting any younger, Wiz. All right, if people are looking to get out and play at the ranch, how can they book a tee time?
Well, at the ranch, we do have something exceptionally called the Loyalty app, so you can check in with that. Top-notch service, unmatched value, premier conditions. Sorry, remember, there was a bonus if I said all those 4 things, right?
Oh,
right?
okay,
No.
yeah.
But you check out theranchgolf.com. It's a great website there. That's where you can book your tee times, any inquiries you have. Check us out there. It's with the tournaments. Tee times are kind of sometimes sparse, but we do have them available, so always check with that. If you need to call the pro shop, we have a great team in there. Give them a shout and ask the questions you need, or check in with them, and it's a great place to be.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time and jumping in the studio today, and I'll see you on the first tee at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I got to go hit the range warm-up so I can hit the ball far. Otherwise, they're disappointed in me.
Well, fair. Good point. All right, that's Adam Wisser, events and clubhouse manager at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. At the other side of the break, we're going to start segment 1 of 2 with Bob Weeks from TSN. This is a VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Escape the ordinary and experience golfing paradise at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Immerse yourself in our exceptional layout and enjoy excellent conditions that will take your game to the next level. Challenge yourself with a unique twist. Tackle the only black sand traps in all of Alberta. And why not extend your stay? Relax in one of our spacious RV lots, offering the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. Visit coalcreek.ca now to book your tee time and plan your unforgettable getaway at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Your perfect golfing escape awaits.
Think golf season ends when the snow falls? Think again. With the Golf Canada app, Alberta golfers can now take their game indoors. Track your simulator practice sessions, including time, focus, and location, all in one place. You can even log your indoor rounds, from the course you played to your final score, giving you a complete picture of your progress all off-season long. It won't impact your handicap, but it will elevate your game. Keep improving all year round. Visit albertagolf.org and click Find an Off-Course Facility to get started.
Trestle Creek Golf Resort, just 45 minutes west of Edmonton, is one of the best RV resorts in Alberta. With a championship golf course, water park, sports park, and spectacular views, you won't want to leave. We're proud to be launching our new Phase 6 development with 103 new lots for pre-sale. This phase will include an in-ground swimming pool. Call 780-514-0005 to view this exciting development and pick your perfect piece of paradise. You can live year-round or just spend the summer. Either way, Trestle Creek has you covered with plenty of year-round activities. Book your tour or tee time at trestlecreek.ca.
Trade in the ordinary for the extraordinary. Let VIP Golf elevate your game. Join VIP Golf and unlock preferred rates at Canada's premier resort courses. From your local favorites to the iconic peaks of Banff and Canmore to our stay and play packages on sun-drenched fairways in the Okanagan Valley. With over 170 courses coast to coast and membership packages that are tailored to fit your golf style, VIP members have more choice, get more value, and experience more unforgettable rounds. With VIP Golf, your next round isn't just a game, it's a getaway. Get your free trial today at vipgolf.ca.
The Nielsen Show.
You know, on the airplanes, WestJet lately, in the little snack box they give you, a little chocolate in there. It's called Awake. Have you seen this Awake chocolate? And it comes with caffeine in it. So I've been taking those and pretending it's like a real kick.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, here we go.
Under the tongue and away we go.
Yeah, I turn around to the rest of the plane. I say, it's about to go down. And I open up and I eat this Awake chocolate. Hey, Dusty, yelling it's about to go down on a plane is probably not a good thing. That's a good point.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings at 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Upgrade your game this season. Soro Group, Canadian owned and operated, delivers premium golf brands like Bedrati, Fairway and Green, Legendary Headwear, and Zero Restriction. Trusted by the best, built for your best rounds. Bedrati and Zero Restriction will be outfitting both President's Cup teams at Medina this fall, so you know you're wearing what the pros wear. Ask your local pro shop or shop online with code Edmonton10 for 10% off to try out our premium apparel. Soro Group, elevate your game.
There's something new happening in Canadian golf. For decades, golfers have been sold clubs that were never truly built for them. Case Golf changes that. Every set built right here in Canada. Precision crafted around 8 core customizations built for your exact swing. The result? More consistency, tighter dispersion, real results. Case Golf, Canadian made, custom fit for your game.
Grab your clubs and tee up for the ultimate summer of golf with Country Club Tour. Get access to 7 premier 18-hole courses plus indoor facilities. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Country Club Tour has a course for every level of golfer. Get the most out of this golf season at great courses like Goose Hummock, Red Tail Landing, Sandpiper, River Ridge, Raven Crest, Whitetail Crossing, or Montgomery Glen. Make the most out of this golf season at countryclubtour.com.
Why pay more for advertising when you have options? At Lux Media Broker, we're not an agency, we're a brokerage. We work on your behalf to source, negotiate, and manage your marketing across over 100 advertising options nationwide. From out-of-home and transit to radio, digital, TV, and social media, we tap into it all. No retainers, no hidden fees, just better rates, added value, and smarter strategy. Learn about the brokerage difference at luxmediabroker.com. We broker, we negotiate, we optimize. Lux Media Broker. Elevate your marketing.
You work hard to make your house a home. Your yard should match. Green Tree Outdoor Living has designed and built outdoor spaces across Alberta since 1998. It starts with an initial consultation and a 3D design, so you can test drive your yard before you buy it. At Green Tree, we handle everything. No chasing contractors, no guesswork, no surprises. A seamless experience from the initial sketch to the final brick. Green Tree Outdoor Living, making neighbors jealous since '98. Book your consultation today at greentreelandscaping.ca.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Arden Roof Systems, with your host, Murray McCourt, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Ardent Roof Systems here in the Modern Measure studio on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt, and this segment brought to you by Corporate Connections. Are you a business leader looking to connect with other business leaders to create and accelerate business opportunities? Experience the extraordinary, make smarter decisions faster, and ultimately grow your business. If so, Corporate Connections is where you want to be. Email Executive Director Pat Stride at pstride@corporateconnections.com. And excited to welcome Bob Weeks to the show this morning. Good morning, Bob. How you doing today?
Doing well. Thank you very much. Good to be here again. Always good to be with you, Murray.
Yeah, appreciate that. Before we get into the Open Championship, I've been getting notifications on my phone. Brooke Henderson, did she go hole-in-one eagle on back-to-back holes today?
She went eagle hole-in-one, and she made, by the way, 3 eagles on her round today, which is the first time any player on the LPGA Tour has done that in one round. And she got herself into a playoff for the Evian Championship. Unfortunately, she came up a little bit short in the playoff hole, but a great finish for Brooke Henderson. Almost got major number 3, but she's down to 2. But what a round, 64. Yeah. I think she played the par 5s this week in 16 under par. She chipped in. Well, if you include the hole-in-one as a chip-in, she holed out 4 different times on the par 5s for eagles. So quite a good round for her, good performance. And I guess everybody in Edmonton is going to be pretty pumped up to see her come up there for the CPKC Women's Open in a few weeks.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? And So eagle hole in one, back-to-back holes. Not very many people can have that on their checklist of things they've accomplished.
I've got bogey, double bogey, but that's about the best.
That's close, hey? Yeah. Well, Royal Birkdale has crowned some of the greatest champions in golf history. What makes Birkdale such a great Open Championship venue, and what separates it from some of the other courses on the Open rotation?
Birkdale is a newcomer to the game in terms of the courses that they use for the rotation. The first time it hosted an Open Championship was 1954. They have had 9. This will be the 10th time it's been at Birkdale, and it's kind of a deceiving course. There's not really a lot of kind of hidden holes as you see in a lot of these link style courses. There's still a lot of dunes and things like that, but everything is pretty much right before you. There's 2 things that really make it a challenging course. One is that there's the greens are all kind of raised up. So you can, if you look at the size of the green in measurements, it might be, 3,500 square feet or something, but it's the actual surface where you can put a pin is probably about 1,200 square feet. Oh, there's a lot of runoffs, a lot of sort of slopes that go into some of those crazy bunkers, sod wall bunkers and things. But the holes are pretty much right in front of you. The other tough part is the finish, and it's quite a finish. The last 3 holes, or last 4 holes really, except the first one is a par 3, the 15th, and it's brand new this year. We haven't really seen it, haven't had a look at it. But that stretch of the last 4 holes really determines who wins and loses more often than not, whether you're playing an Open Championship or you have a little game just with your friends going on there. It is a tough finishing stretch. But again, there's not a lot that is really sort of hidden or gimmicky or unusual. You see that from a lot of the other Open courses over there. This one is right in front of you, and you still have to play pretty well though if you're gonna get in the hunt for the Claret Jug. So then the last 4 holes, if somebody, that's going to be the biggest influence on who hoists the Claret Jug, is those last 4 holes? I would think so, because I think it's just. It's a make or break, and you can make birdies or you can make double bogeys, both very, very quickly. And, the first time that anybody has ever shot 62 in a major championship was Brandon Grace at this championship. And he came down that stretch and did pretty well. That was the last time we were here back in 2017, I believe it was. And so I think you look at that and you say, yeah, wow, this must be an easy course. But then you can look at some other, like Jordan Spieth shot 1 under to win the Claret Jug the last time it was here. So, it's got teeth in there, and it does have some good stretch, but it's not a in your face kind of nastiness. And so I think you've got to play those last 4 holes pretty well, and that may be what determines who wins it this time around. So everyone talks about links golf, but for the average golfer watching at home, what makes links golf so different from golf we see every other week on the tour? Well, for starters, people get a misinterpretation of what links golf really means. And links golf goes back to the very early days of golf in Scotland and England, where links, the term actually comes from the land. The piece of land you couldn't farm on it, and that's what everyone did back then. They farmed on every piece of land that you could, and it linked the arable farmland to the ocean. So it was basically sandy, ground that really wasn't useful for much, and so you would have maybe some lamb or sheep grazing on it. That'd be about it. But it is very much sort of governed by the dunes that are usually between it and the ocean, or man-made ones, maybe in a few different places. And I think the other thing you get about links courses, which you don't get pretty much anywhere else in the world, are the bunkers, which are very deep. They can be very sod wall bunkerish. You see them where you sometimes have to play out backwards. You just don't get that a lot on regular courses. And then the size of the greens. The greens can be massive. A lot of times you'll see greens that are basically 2 greens in one, like they have at the old course. And so you got to have a full hip turn sometimes to hit the putt long enough to get it there. And of course, more than anything, I think when you think of links golf, you think of the elements, and you think of wind, you think of rain. I think the forecast for next week is actually pretty good. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be, there's going to be some wind there, but it won't be hurricane style winds as we've seen sometimes in the past there. I remember being at the old course I can't remember the actual year now. They get all mixed up, but it was a beautiful sunny day, but the wind was so strong they had a 7-hour delay. So the wind is always a big factor on links courses as well.
Right. So touching on that weather, whether it's calm or if the wind gets blowing, how does that impact who you think might, the type of player that might win the championship this week?
I think in most cases it's a player who can control the golf ball. I think back to Tiger Woods winning at Liverpool, never hitting a driver. He had one driver the whole week. So I think there's a lot more strategy that you have to put in, a different kind of strategy. Let's put it that way, a little bit better. I think you also have to be, in certain cases, depending on the wind, throw the yardage book out the window. Mm-hmm. You can have 150 yards, and if you're into the wind, you might have to hit a 4-iron, and if you're with the wind, you might be hitting a wedge. It's just a mental challenge to try and get it around. And even in the sunny days, as I was saying before, you can get a lot of wind there, which really, really affects things. Even your putts really can blow offline very easily with a lot of the wind gusts out there. So you've seen, I can remember being at, I think it was Muirfield when Tiger Woods played, and he got out in some of the worst weather that you could imagine. I mean, gusts coming in, rain coming in, umbrellas were useless because they'd flip inside out, and he shot 81 in the opening round. And about 6 hours later, guys went out, the storm had passed, and guys were shooting, 68, 67. So it's the elements play a factor in certain, how they affect everybody out there. But a lot of times it can be a really good luck of the draw. If you get an early late, it might be better than a late early, depending on how the conditions run.
Yeah, luck of the draw for sure. When you look at some of the favorites, Scotty, Rory, and others, is there anybody that this course really suits their game?
I look at the guys who grew up playing this kind of stuff. And some of them who are playing very well right now. Matt Fitzpatrick, I think, is a guy, who could be a factor there. I think Robert McIntyre, Bobby Mack is another guy who plays very well in the elements. Shane Lowry proved that he was a good guy by winning a few years ago back at Royal. I can't remember where it was, but he won, and that was kind of a nasty weather day. So I look for the guys who grew up in this, who have a lot more experience in this. I think Rory is an obvious candidate. He's been playing well. He's actually playing well today, playing well this morning. They're trying to catch up. He had a bad round yesterday, but I think he's 5 under on the front so far this morning. So I think, not to dispute, the Canadian golfers or the American golfers or people like that, but I just think if you grew up playing this, even though you might not play it that much anymore, you have not only the shots and the knowledge of how to play it, but you get that groove of hitting those low shots, those low runners, keeping it out of the wind, hitting, sometimes 20 yards away from where the pin is because the ball is going to stay on the green, just things like that. And so those are the players that I look for. This tournament does have a history of giving us some surprise winners too. And so, I think Todd Hamilton won here one year. I mean, we always, we can remember some of the different strange endings to this tournament. Poor Tom Watson almost had it won at the age of 58. But I think more so than the other 3 majors, this one can surprise you at times. So there's guys that we may not know that much about right now, but we might see them getting their name etched on the claret jug on Sunday.
Who's your pick?
Right now, I like Rory. I just think this has been a great year for him. He's played very little golf. He's very refreshed compared to past years. I think he's got a drive to try and win majors now. That's really what his focus is. And if I was going to go outside it, I would probably, outside of that, I would probably look at someone like Robert McIntyre, who has sneakily had a good year. I don't know if sneakily is actually a word, Murray, but I'm going to use it.
It sounded good.
Yeah. I think he is a guy who's kind of got a sneaky good year so far. So he's a guy who can play these courses well. The forecast is actually pretty good for next week. There's going to be wind, but there's going to be mostly sun. It's going to be shirt sleeves for a lot of these guys. So I'm not looking at some guy getting a bad draw, but I like Robert McIntyre's style on these courses. He's been playing pretty well this week as well.
So you've covered the Open for a lot of years, obviously. Is there a favorite Open Championship memory or maybe even Royal Birkdale story that stands out for you?
Well, the last time at Royal Birkdale was the tournament that that Jordan Spieth won, and it was highlighted by about a 30-minute wait where he got relief, and there was a back and forth. I think it was the 15th hole, back and forth about where he was allowed to take a drop, and he ended up taking a drop in an area where all these tour vans were located. So at every tour stop, all the major golf equipment companies bring this ginormous van in. A van's it's like a tractor trailer, and it's all set up as a little shop where they can get their clubs fit or whatever, and they line them all up. And generally speaking, in most tournaments, they will leave on Wednesday because guys aren't going to fix their clubs too much come the tournament days. But at the major championships, they tend to stay a little longer. And so he ended up getting a drop kind of over by where all these balls were, but it took literally 30 minutes to get it. And he ended up making a really good bogey out of that, and then went crazy down the last few holes. I think it was birdie, eagle, birdie, or a couple of birdies down the last couple of holes to win the Claret Jug. And that was one of the greatest performances coming down the stretch, as those last holes I was talking about earlier by Jordan Spieth. And also one of the strangest. I remember his playing partner was Matt Kuchar, and he was taking so long to make this decision. Matt Kuchar put a towel down and was sort of lying out, stretched out on the fairway, waiting for him to hit this shot. But that's the memory for me that stands out at Royal Birkdale more than any, I think, right now. And I think for a lot of people, it's an unusual finish to a golf tournament that a guy wins. But I just remember them going back and forth, and the officials were saying, you can do it, you can't do it. And Jordan was saying, well, what about over here? What about over here? And it just took so long. The other sad part about that was back in the day when the RBC Canadian Open came the week after the Open Championship. And so there was a plane that they had chartered, and everybody was sitting on this plane waiting for Matt Kuchar to finish so he could be the last guy to get on the plane. Jordan Spieth didn't come. But I remember there was a plane of pretty upset people because they had to wait about another hour to an hour and a half more than they would have if these guys had finished on time. Anyway, strange memories at some of these tournaments, but that's what stands out about it for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Bob, we're going to give you a couple of minutes to freshen up your coffee and maybe see if Rory got to 6 under, and we'll be back with you and talk some other hot topics in golf on the other side of the break. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Stay with us, folks. This is the VIP Golf Show on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Looking to make the most of your summer on the course? Alberta Golf has something for everyone. For juniors, the McLennan Ross Alberta Junior Tour is back. The province's #1 competitive junior tour, featuring 24 stops across Alberta. Plus this year, Tour Information Days, where players and parents can learn everything they need to get started. More of a casual player? Upswing by Alberta Golf connects you to events all over the province, from scrambles to charity tournaments to play your own ball formats. Or join one of our 6 signature events and experience some of Alberta's most spectacular courses. And for those ready to compete, Alberta Golf hosts 14 championships for players of all ages, including the 90th Alberta Open at Prentice Greens. However you play, Alberta Golf is your home for the game this summer. Learn more at albertagolf.org.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
Most guys chase more. More clothes, more noise, more nothing. Steady does the opposite. Twice a year, just 5 to 7 pieces. Precision built for men who move with discipline, who value quality, who don't waste time guessing what to wear. This isn't fashion. This is international. Limited. Elevated. Drop 1 goes on sale August 1st. and delivers in December. And when it's gone, it's gone. If you're not on the founding list, you're already behind. Go to steadyformen.ca. Get in, get ready, steady. Essential good for men.
It delivers premium golf brands like Bedrati, Fairway and Green, Legendary Headwear, and Zero Restriction. Trusted by the best, built for your best rounds. Bedrati and Zero Restriction will be outfitting both President's Cup teams at Medina this fall, so you know you're wearing what the pros wear. Ask your local pro shop or shop online with code Edmonton10 for 10% off to try out our premium apparel. Soro Group, elevate your game.
Immerse yourself in a world where golf intertwines with the historic valor of the Canadian Armed Forces. At the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club, every round connects you with the courageous stories of our military's past. With fairways set against genuine combat equipment and historic monuments, your game becomes a meaningful link to the legacy of those who've served. And make sure to aim carefully to avoid a memorable shot off a tank. Get your membership and celebrate the challenge of golf and the honor of our armed forces. Visit egmgolf.com for more.
Looking for your next great round? Just minutes off the Hendan west of Edmonton, the Links at Spruce Grove is an 18-hole championship course that delivers. Tree-lined fairways, rolling terrain, pristine greens, and just enough challenge to test every skill level. Whether you're chasing a low score or enjoying a relaxed round with friends, this is golf done right. A favorite tournament destination with exceptional conditions and a staff that truly delivers. Plus, modern amenities, a full-service restaurant, and an event space for weddings, anniversaries, or business gatherings. Book your tee time today at linksgolfcourse.com. The Links at Spruce Grove. Your next round starts here. Accelerate business connections at an executive level with Corporate Connections. We connect leaders around the world and empower them to create opportunities and meaningful change in their organizations, communities, and lives. Join a trusted network of top CEOs and industry pioneers. Share challenges, gain insights, and benefit from peer-to-peer experience sharing. Together, we elevate leadership, build personal and professional growth while expanding influence, and together building a brighter future. Corporate Connections is your gateway to transformative connections. Visit us at corporatecommunications.com, where leaders connect.
There's something new happening in Canadian golf. For decades, golfers have been sold clubs that were never truly built for them. Kaysen Golf changes that. Every set built right here in Canada. Precision crafted around 8 core customizations built for your exact swing. The result? More consistency, tighter dispersion, real results. Kaysen Golf, Canadian made, custom fit for your game.
Join us for the return of the Tom Goodchild Memorial Golf Tournament on Thursday, June 18th at Millwoods Golf Course. Enjoy a day of golf while supporting a great cause. Start your day with a delicious breakfast followed by a round of golf, then unwind with drinks and indulge in a gourmet dinner, all ending in a lively auction. Come out and celebrate Tom Goodchild's legacy while supporting the Tom Goodchild Memorial Bursary, which assists in culinary students in financial need. The Tom Goodchild Memorial Golf Tournament promises unforgettable experiences. Don't miss out on the fun. Sign up now at sawmill.ca/golf. That's sawmill.ca/golf.
Why pay more for advertising when you have options? At Lux Media Broker, we're not an agency, we're a brokerage. We work on your behalf to source, negotiate, and manage your marketing across over 100 advertising options nationwide. From out-of-home and transit to radio, digital, TV, and social media, we tap into it all. No retainers, no hidden fees, just better rates, added value, and smarter strategy. Learn about the brokerage difference at luxmediabroker.com. We broker, we negotiate, we optimize. Lux Media Broker. Elevate your marketing.
We return to the VIP Golf Show, presented by Arden Roof Systems, with your host, Murray McCourt, only on your clear choice for sports, Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the VIP Golf Show presented by Ardent Roof Systems here in the Modern Measure studio on Edmonton Sports Talk. My name is Murray McCourt, and this segment is brought to you by the Stony Plain Golf Club. Whether you're looking to get custom fit clubs or lessons to improve your golf swing, check out the Stony Plain Golf Course at golfstonyplain.com. And it is now trivia time. Trivia contest is brought to you by Tough Stuff Promotions. Tough Stuff works as hard as you do to create personalized swag that's tough enough for your hardworking name. Call 780-470-4545. Or visit toughstuffpromotions.com for all your logo merchandise needs. The winner of the contest will get a custom fitting from the TaylorMade Performance Center and a gift card to the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. With 5 locations around Edmonton, why not tonight? And what's the question this week, Zach?
Yes, if you know the answer to this, please get in touch, 780-218-9999. Which famous links course in Scotland is often called the home of golf? That's your trivia question for today.
Awesome. Thanks, Zach. And back with Bob Weeks from TSN. Bob, how's your golf game so far this year?
It's been absolutely horrible. I think I played less golf this year. We've been so busy with couple of projects we've been doing. I've been on the road a lot. So, but you know what I do, what I find when I have a terrible start to my season is I work with a coach, and I've had the same coach for about probably 30 years or so. He's a pro at my club. So, I heard earlier in the show people talking about going to see your PGA of Canada professional, and I would urge you to do that because I finally had a half decent round yesterday. But I'm not a great golfer by any means. You can go on Golf Canada and look up my rounds. I'm a guy who covers golf, and I do that better than I play golf. I'll leave it at that.
What's your home club?
My home club is called Weston Golf and Country Club, and we are famous for the fact that in 1954, Arnold Palmer won his first professional victory there, the Canadian Open, and we have a statue of Arnold basically on the first tee, and there's a full-size statue, and he's got a knee that sits up, and you rub his knee for good luck before you tee off. That's kind of the adage there. And then we try anyone who's of note that comes to the course to play around. We had Rory there a couple of years ago, and we get a picture with them, and we have a nice collection of pictures of Arnold Palmer. And I was lucky enough, Mr. Palmer came to the course a number of times, and I got to interview him while he was there. So it was a real treat.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, Bob, if we were going to fast forward 1 year, what do you honestly think professional golf is going to look like? Does LIV still exist in its current form, or are we finally headed towards some type of resolution and get everyone back together?
Yeah, it's a hot topic. I think next year we're going to get some schedule changes next year. We won't. That'll be the biggest part of what happens in 2027. This is going to be something that's going to happen and change. So the PGA Tour will have schedule changes. I would not be surprised if LIV ceases to exist at the end of this year. I would be a little bit surprised if it does exist, but I would be shocked if it does exist. I don't think it'll exist in its present form. I don't think they can kind of handle with the money that it's taking to run this event, run the tour. It'll have to have some changes, and it'll have to have some cutbacks. We'll see what happens. To me, it really sort of hangs in the balance of a handful of big name players, notably Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau. There's about 4 or 5 guys who are sort of marquee players, and if they ever decide to leave, I think it would be a hard sell. Not that there aren't some good players and some good names, but players like Ian Poulter and Graham McDowell, those guys are sort of, I hate to say it, but sort of over the peak of their careers, and I don't know how much they will actually draw people. The one thing that LIV has done very well is sort of take their game internationally, and you see them playing in Australia and in South Africa and a lot in Asia, and that's great. It's tough to sell that as a media package here because you're talking about all sorts of different hours on television. I'm not sure how many people are going to get up at whatever hour it is to see a broadcast from some of those places. So that's their difficult part. So I would not be surprised if they go. The other issue would then be what happens to all the players who are on LIV and where do they go? And I think as far as the PGA Tour is concerned, you're going to see some changes next year in terms of schedule. It's going to start a little later. It's not going to start in Hawaii. It's going to start on the West Coast. Some of the Florida dates have switched around a little bit already. And they're kind of jockeying for what's going to happen in 2028, which will be the bigger change when they bring in what they're calling the championship level and the there's level A and level 1, track 1 and track 2. And for Canadian golf fans, the big question is whether the RBC Canadian Open will be a track 1. That means an elite tournament. It'll have a field of 120. There will be no sponsor exemptions, so it would definitely change what the Canadian Open has been. It will not be you won't have the Canadian Amateur Champion in there. You won't have some Mike Weir, for instance, would not be in the field. You have 120, but the trade-off to that is that you would have Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler and Xander Schauffele and guys like that who would play and have played from time to time. Rory's been pretty committed to that tournament, and I have two very good sources who have told me that the RBC Canadian Open will be a track one event.
Oh, that's great news.
We'll have to see. Now, it could also be the PGA Tour wants to set up an international series of tournaments. So basically national championships over the course of about 6 weeks, and it could flop into there. Now that would be, we're not exactly sure what the field would look like for those, but you'd have the Australian Open, the South African Open, the Canadian Open, and a few tournaments like that. So there's still a lot of boxes to be checked off, but I do think the RBC Canadian Open is in a good space. RBC has been a tremendous sponsor. Aside from FedEx, it is the biggest sponsor that the PGA Tour has. So they do have some leverage. We'll just have to wait and see exactly how everything plays out. But the next 2 years, there's going to be a lot of changes in professional golf, both from the LIV Golf, from the DP World Tour, and then also, of course, from the PGA Tour.
Yeah, so the changes to the PGA Tour, I want to get back to that in a second. I did a rant on that earlier in the show with my opinions on what they're doing. But before we do that, like John Rahm, DeChambeau, Cameron Smith, and the others at the top of LIV, there was an olive branch out to those guys earlier this year, the PGA Tour, to come back and how they had to do it. A few guys jumped into it. Those guys didn't. What happens to them if they do want to come back? Do they follow that same path, or is it going to be stricter punishments on them, or what do you think that's going to look like?
Well, that the first wave that you talked about that brought Brooks Koepka and Patrick Reed, he's playing on the DP World Tour, but he'll be back after the main part of the season is over in September. He'll be eligible to play in, of course, next year. I think if you're the PGA Tour, it's not fair, but I think you'd be stupid not to find a way to get the bigger names back onto your PGA Tour events. Those guys, Bryson DeChambeau has a massive social media following. He's probably one of the biggest people out there. So he's an attraction. So is John Rahm. So you have to sort of look at which players are going to help you and which aren't. And it may not be fair. They may have to pay a penalty like Brooks Koepka did, which was a pretty healthy one. And you may have to, sit out. So Brooks Koepka is not eligible for signature events unless he sort of qualifies through the normal means. He has played a few. But I think you'd be silly if you didn't. If LIV, just sort of disintegrates, then I don't know where all these other players end up. But I would suspect a lot of them would go on to the DP World Tour, the Asian Tour, some places like that. And it's going to be an interesting situation to see what Commissioner and CEO Brian Rolapp does with all this.
Okay, so the changes to the PGA Tour you're talking about in the two-tiered system, I assume that eliminates the Corn Ferry Tour. I think that disappears in this. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But then, do you agree with it? Do you think it's the right direction? Because I'm just wondering if it's the up-and-comers, those surprise guys that jump up and have those opportunities to get in, those stories just go away.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, look at Chris Gotterup. He's won 3 times this year. I don't think a lot of people really even knew who he was 2 years ago. Guys find a stride at certain points and become winners or win tournaments, and those underdog stories are part of what makes golf really good. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it is. Now you're talking about 120 players on the PGA Tour, so there'll be some names there that are not, let's say household names, which could leave you to that. But the fact, is it's going to be very difficult for the Track 2 players to move up and play Track 1 events. Track 1 players can't go down and play Track 2 events, so that's part of a problem there for sure. But I do agree with you. I think that there's these underdog stories that make golf great. There's somebody who comes down the stretch and goes head to head with one of the big name players, and that's enticing. But I don't know what happens to the Corn Ferry Tour, because you're basically creating a layer in between what will be the top of the PGA Tour and the Corn Ferry Tour. Is there something going to mix in with that? What does that do to the PGA Tour Americas, which is the next level down? Does that disappear? I don't know how you keep all these levels going and keep attraction and keep sponsorship and keep television. All that kind of stuff is going to be interesting to see. And there's a lot on the plate of the player committee that sort of makes the final decisions, as well as CEO Brian Rolap. So they've obviously been talking about this. They wouldn't have announced what they have so far if they didn't have a final answer, but it'll be interesting to see what does come of it.
If you were sitting in the commissioner's chair, what's one decision you would make that you believe would have the biggest impact on professional golf?
I mean, I do think you need to bring the best players together more often if you can. I think having Rory and Scotty go head to head at some tournament down the stretch, would be great. It doesn't have to be exactly those two, but you need, there's really about, 10 or 12 guys who make the needle move. And the guys who make the needle move most are the two guys at the top. It's Rory and it's Scotty. And you need your product to be showcased by that. And, all these changes are being made because the PGA Tour's television agreement is coming due. And so you want to set up a system that is going to bring the most eyes in. It's going to attract the most viewers. And so, that's the decision I would make, is to find some kind of form or game or something where you can assure that it doesn't have to be always those two guys, but you want to assure yourself that you've got big name players going head to head. That's why things like the Ryder Cup do so well, because you've got us versus them. And we don't have that in normal golf because it's individual play, but it's still great if you're going down the stretch and you've got 2 big name players, 3 big name players, 4 big name players, whatever it is. So you've got to find a way to highlight those top level players, or, as we were saying before, maybe have a top level player going head to head with an underdog, which would be great.
One last one for you, Bob. You mentioned earlier the CPKC is here at the Royal Mayfair this year. First, are you coming out to our fine city to enjoy that tournament? And secondly, tell the audience why in the world they need to be buying tickets and go watch.
I will be out there. Carol Waglin and I will be covering that tournament. I've done that for many, many years, obviously. Go to that tournament because you're going to see some great golfers. Now, some of them you won't know by name, but you will see Brooke Henderson. And I've called this tournament for maybe about the last 5 or 6 years. This is Brookapalooza. It's really where she shines. It's really where she is right out front. And she loves it. It's a hard week for her, but she does. She evidenced by last year winning at Mississauga, almost kind of out of nowhere, I guess. But there's a lot of great golfers out there that you'll want to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing this golf course, which is, I've been there before for this tournament several times, but it's going to be great. And I'm actually going to bring my golf clubs out, Murray, and I'm going to try and play some golf if we get the right hours of our work. We're going to go around and play some of the courses in Edmonton too, I hope. So maybe some of your listeners will want to join in, Kara and I, for a round somewhere.
Well, I think I do, and I'll get you at my place.
All right. I'd love that.
Yeah, that would be amazing for sure. Well, greatly appreciate your time, Bob. And yeah, we'll touch base for sure when you're heading out this way, because obviously I like to get together with you and say hi in person for sure.
Always a pleasure, Murray. Thank you for having me on.
All right. Appreciate you. Take care. That was
Bye-bye.
Bob Weeks from TSN. Trivia, Zach, what's the story there?
Yeah, we got a lot of people in touch with the correct answer, but the first one in was Mikey in the Modern Measure inbox, 780-218-99, that is. But the question was, which famous links course in Scotland is often called the home of golf? The answer, St. Andrews. Tons of people getting it correct, but only one winning the prize. So, Mikey, please be by your phone. Murray, you'll be in touch later today, I'm assuming, with prize and details, but a great prize won today for Mikey.
Awesome. Thanks for that. And that wraps up this week's show. The VIP Golf Show in the Modern Measure studio right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Next week on the show, we're got a few things going on. We're going to give away the TaylorMade driver next week. We're going to have one of the top high-level female amateur players in Alberta on the show. We're going to have some golf fashion with Garrett Malcolm from the Soro Group. We're going to go around YAG and check in with the Trestle Creek Golf Resort and much more. So have yourself a great week. Supposed to be lots of sunshine this week, so hope you get out and play some golf, and be right back here next Sunday morning on the VIP Golf Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Have a good one.
Accelerate business connections at an executive level with Corporate Connections. We connect leaders around the world and empower them to create opportunities and meaningful change in their organizations, communities, and lives. Join a trusted network of top CEOs and industry pioneers. Share challenges, gain insights, and benefit from peer-to-peer experience sharing. Together, we elevate leadership, build personal and professional growth while expanding influence, and together building a brighter future. Corporate Connections is your gateway to transformative connections. Visit us at corporatecommunications.com, where leaders connect.
Escape the ordinary and experience golfing paradise at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Immerse yourself in our exceptional layout and enjoy excellent conditions that will take your game to the next level. Challenge yourself with a unique twist. Tackle the only black sand traps in all of Alberta. And why not extend your stay? Relax in one of our spacious RV lots, offering the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. Visit coalcreek.ca now to book your tee time and plan your unforgettable getaway at Coal Creek Golf Resort. Your perfect golfing escape awaits.
You work hard to make your house a home. Your yard should match. Green Tree Outdoor Living has designed and built outdoor spaces across Alberta since 1998. It starts with an initial consultation and a 3D design, so you can test drive your yard before you buy it. At Green Tree, we handle everything. No chasing contractors, no guesswork, no surprises. A seamless experience from the initial sketch to the final brick. Green Tree Outdoor Living, making neighbors jealous since '98. Book your consultation today at greentreelandscaping.ca.
Crazy about roofs. Crazy about roofs.
Time for a new roof? Make it one that lasts. Ardent Roof Systems, protecting homes for over a decade. Roofing, siding, and exteriors, all built to last with our Platinum 50-year warranty. Because at Ardent Roof Systems, we are
crazy about roofs.
Ardent Roof Systems and Exteriors, the team that puts your protection first. Visit ardentroofsystems.com.
There's something new happening in Canadian golf. For decades, golfers have been sold clubs that were never truly built for them. Case in Golf changes that. Every set built right here in Canada. Precision crafted around 8 core customizations built for your exact swing. The result? More consistency, tighter dispersion, real results. Case in Golf, Canadian made, custom fit for your game.
Enjoy a round of golf on 2 of Canada's top public courses at Wolf Creek, designed by renowned architect Rod Whitman. If you haven't been to Wolf Creek recently, now's the time to check out the best course conditions in years. Enjoy a pure links golf experience and great course conditions. After your game, relax at Barney's Lounge with great food, drinks, and patio views. It's a destination getaway only a short drive away in Ponoka. Visit wolfcreekgolf.com to learn more.
From the fairways of Edmonton to the greens of the BC Rockies, you'll never miss a course with VIP Golf. VIP Golf members enjoy preferred rates at over 70 top courses in Alberta and BC. They play 7 days a week and average 40 to 60% off regular rates with no payments due at the course. Just book with VIP Golf, show your ID, then grip it and rip it. With so many courses under one umbrella, it's no wonder they're the membership of choice for so many Albertans. To learn more, visit their website today at vipgolf.ca.
Grab your clubs and tee up for your best golf season yet. Hone your skills and improve your game at the Country Club Golf Tour Academy. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Country Club Tour offers the best lesson programs for every level of golfer. Take your skill set to a higher level and train with their simulators, launch monitors, and PGA of Canada's teaching professionals. You can train all year long at their 7 golf courses and indoor golf center. Sign up for lessons with the CCT Golf Academy today and countryclubtour.com.
Most guys chase more. More clothes, more noise, more nothing. Steady does the opposite. Twice a year, just 5 to 7 pieces. Precision built for men who move with discipline, who value quality, who don't waste time guessing what to wear. This isn't fashion. This is international. Limited. Elevated. Drop 1 goes on sale August 1st. And delivers in December. And when it's gone, it's gone. If you're not on the founding list, you're already behind. Go to steadyformen.ca. Get in, get ready, steady. Essential good for men